Hey everyone, it's Erin from $5 Dinners coming at you live from my kitchen this evening. I am super excited about the second plan that we posted earlier this afternoon on the website. This is the second plan in the 20 meals at Costco for $150. I'm just really excited about the recipes and how it all came together, and I hope that you're going to love it. We also have a question we commonly get is we also have a Sam's Club version of the first plan, and we'll be sharing the Sam's Club version of the second plan probably within a week or two. We got to update some things and make some changes. Erin from $5 Dinners coming at you live from my kitchen this evening. I am that is not supposed to happen. Let me figure that out. That did not happen last time. I apologize. Let's see. Okay, we're just going to carry on, and hopefully I won't hear myself anymore on the delay. So, another question we get commonly is, do we do this for BJ's Wholesale Club that's out in the East Coast? We do not have a list for BJ's. We would be more than willing to share one if a BJ shopper shared with us the prices that are in the store. We can make a plan that's either identical or very similar to the ones that we have for Costco and for Sam's. So I wanted just to take a few minutes this evening to walk through this plan. We get a lot of questions. How do we come up with these? How do we get the price points? And how does all of that work? So I actually did the shop this last time, and I spent out of pocket $159.50. For all the different products. Now you're going to have quite a bit left over. I think we calculated about $19 left over, and then there's a handful of ingredients that you might need to get from the grocery store. That we'll talk about those in a minute, and then there's quite a few pantry staple items such as ketchup or maybe butter or milk, things that you probably already have in your pantry you're not going to necessarily have to buy. But if you are starting from a quote empty kitchen, there would be other things that you would need to purchase. We just know and expect that most people have those common ingredients already on hand. There aren't any recipes that are, we're not asking for you to use 2 pounds of butter. We would have put that on the list if it was a lot of quantity. So we're going to walk through these. These are the handy dandy printables that we have available for the complete list that has everything, including all of the recipes, the shopping list, as well as all of the recipes spelled out for you. We have those available through the website for $1.49 a piece. These are very time consuming and very beautiful, which is why we're asking $1.49 for them. They are worth gold to you. They are going to save you a ton of time, a ton of money, and the $1.49 price point is really to help me offset the design costs and what it takes to put these together. So that's full disclosure there. So the recipes I'm really excited about. I wanted to, I'll just read through them really quickly, and then we'll walk through each one by one and give you a couple of tips. The first couple are tuna recipes. I decided to add canned tuna this time. If you are not a fan of tuna, that is okay. They also sell canned chicken there. Actually, it's cheaper. I think it's 8 large cans, and the tuna is 12, regular 7-ounce cans. So you're going to get about the same. You might need to buy 2 of those, but you'll have plenty extra left over. Another idea that you could do as well is buy another package of the boneless, skinless chicken breasts or the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and then cook all of that in the slow cooker, shred it up, and you'll basically have the equivalent that what you would use in some of these recipes of tuna, you'll have shredded chicken instead. So the first recipe is Tuna Melts. Tuna Melts is just pretty straightforward. It's an easy, quick weeknight dinner. You just take your tuna and with some of the sliced cheese and with the bread, and you've got an easy dinner meal. The cheesy tuna pasta. That is, this is actually the only pasta meal, so you'll have a lot of pasta left over, or if you got it last time, you'll be able to use it from the last plan. You won't need to add that to your list if you have extra, or if you happen to have a pound of spaghetti or fettuccine or linguine or whatever kind of noodle you like in your pantry, you can just cross the pasta right off your list because we're only using 1 bag this time. So the cheesy tuna pasta is it's a homemade white sauce basically with a little sour cream and cheese, and then tossed with the tuna and the pasta. So it's really, again, a simple weeknight meal. That's what we're all about around here. We also have tuna quesadillas. Again, you can substitute the chicken if you want to do that as well. And spicy tuna melt pie. Okay, this is a recipe from a really long time ago, and I hesitated even adding it in, but I decided to because it's really good. It sounds strange, and the photo is from a long time ago before I knew how to take pictures of food. So ignore the picture, read through it, and trust me that it's good. Okay, you'll see in a couple of the comments too that people were surprised that they liked it. So we added that one in there as well, something different for you to try. And then we also have tuna sandwiches with hard-boiled eggs and carrots. That's a really simple, that's probably more a lunch meal in this, or it could just be a quick, you know, you're running late coming home from soccer practice and you need something to eat really quickly. You can just get that on the table in a matter of minutes. The loaded potato frittata is from my One Dish Dinners website. Fantastic meal. Absolutely love it. The kicker with this recipe is it calls for bacon. And I would say that you could omit it, or if you happen to have it, or add it to your grocery list. This was one of those things where, you know, while we did get the pasta for the tuna pasta dish, I didn't want to get a giant pack of bacon for one recipe. So this is one where you could add it or subtract it. That's entirely up to you. The potato saute and baked eggs, the similar story with the ham. You could use, there's going to be a couple of extra sausage links. You could use the chicken and apple sausage in place of the ham. I think that would be really delicious as well. You saute the potatoes, you know, chopped up potatoes, add some of the sausage, you crack some eggs, and then bake it in there. It's really delicious. Another great recipe from my One Dish Dinners website. Next on the list is grilled sausages and potatoes. We had this for dinner last night. It's quick and easy. The chicken apple sausages are so delicious. We love them. It really has become one of my quick go-to fallback. Oh my goodness, we don't want to go for takeout. We don't want to order pizza. What can we have? We'll grill the sausages and pair it with whatever vegetables or potatoes or fries that we have on hand. So I put in there a recipe for grilled, you know, red, or in the case I bought a 15-pound bag of gold potatoes, but they also have red potatoes at Costco, either one, whichever is the cheaper price point for you. You can grill those alongside the potatoes. So we linked in a recipe for the grilled red potatoes. You could make them any way. Last night we made them mashed because I forgot to get them ready ahead of time for the grill. It's okay. I threw together the mashed potatoes. So the next recipe with the sausage is uses the peppers and the sweet onions from the list, and this is just really simple. You throw the sausage in the slow cooker. Even though it's already cooked, you can still put it in there, or if you decide to get a kielbasa or another type of sausage from Costco instead of the chicken apple sausage and it's not cooked, definitely I'm going to do the slow cooker recipe for this one. Just add in some of the fresh peppers and onions and one of the cans of diced tomatoes and cook it in the slow cooker. Super easy, super simple. The next on the list is the slow cooker Italian chicken. This is actually another one from last time. It is another one of our fallback. This is a game of mixing and matching ingredients, and it always seems that these ingredients for the slow cooker Italian chicken and potatoes with carrots and diced tomatoes, we just always have those things around, and so it's just another easy thing for me to throw together. And I hope it is for you too. It really is one of those, you know, quick, quote, no thought, dump and run sort of dinners that's all cooked in the slow cooker, and you can just come home from an afternoon of errands or a busy day at work and have dinner ready on the table. So the next two are the barbecue meatballs, and the first is on sliders and the second is on mashed potatoes. Again, you know, play the mix and match game, as I said. So the barbecue meatballs, what I would do with this is I would make them together. I would, you know, maybe do a 2-hour, you know, sort of freezer cooking plan with these, include them with some baking or whatever else you need to get done in the kitchen that week, and make them ahead of time, bake them with the barbecue sauce on them, cool them, and then freeze them, and then you'll have them, and you can quickly make, you know, sliders with a little bit of the cheese, or you can put them on some mashed potatoes. A quick note about mashed potatoes, they're actually very freezer friendly. So if you find that you've come towards the end in the freezer already and you're like, oh, I just can't, whatever, you can freeze mashed potatoes, or if you want to include them, that's a better idea. Let's go with that thought. include the mashed potatoes in with your freezer cooking plan when you're doing the meatballs, then you can package those up in however much your family eats and freeze them in plastic containers or plastic baggies. That's a great way to use. 15 pounds of potatoes is a lot of potatoes. So if you don't want to eat potatoes every other night, you might want to mash up a couple meals worth and put them into the freezer. So then that way you can have together, you've got your barbecue meatballs and some mashed potatoes in the freezer for another easy, thaw and have dinner on the table pretty quickly. So taco meat is taco meat. Taco meat is always a fan. Everybody's always a fan of taco meat. That's another one you could do along with the barbecue meatballs as part of a freezer cooking plan. I like to do some of these recipes that are freezer friendly, so because you don't eat 20 meals in 1 week. So some of these you can put away and have in the future. Tortillas are also very freezer friendly, so you could, whatever you don't use in the first week, if you have the quesadillas the first part of the week, you can toss the rest in the freezer and have later down the road with the tacos. Next on the list is one of my favorite ways to eat enchiladas, sour cream chicken enchiladas. If I go out for Mexican, this is what I typically get. I just love the way that the white sauce and the chicken and a little spice, if you do want to add the green chilies from the grocery store with this is flour tortillas. Some people say you can't have enchiladas with flour, but I say that you can because these are delicious and you should try them. So it's making a white sauce with the sour cream and the chicken stock, and if you want to add some spice to it, you can add green chilies from the grocery store. Mixing that up and making them into enchiladas with a little shredded cheese. It's just a great, easy, delicious dinner. And we've put two on here. We've doubled the taco meat as well as this one, so you can make both pans of the enchiladas at the same time, and then you will have one that you can eat that night and one that you can put in the freezer for later. So you could either make them in a dish that has foil in it, or you can get a disposable casserole dish from the grocery store and make it in that so that you can have it in the freezer. The next on the list is a slow cooker chicken and sausage stew. I was originally thinking about kind of a jambalaya concept for this, but then you got to get celery and you got to get shrimp, and it just ended up becoming a little too much, so we changed it to a chicken and sausage stew concept that we hope that you'll really enjoy. And that again is doubled. This is a freezer pack friendly meal, so you could put all the ingredients into a plastic baggie and then put it in the freezer, and then when you're ready to cook it, you can take it out and drop it in the slow cooker when you're ready to have that meal. And again, this one's doubled. And the last recipe on the list is also doubled. It's the corn and chicken chili. Another one of these recipes that I like to say does really well in the mix and match game. So this is another one that you could add all the ingredients together, put them into a, quote, freezer pack in a baggie in the freezer. You've seen those posts all over Pinterest. It's 40 slow cooker meals in 40 minutes or whatever they are. This is a great example of a recipe like that. A couple notes about these last three recipes on the list, the enchiladas and the stew and the corn chicken chili. Those will be easier for you if you cook the chicken ahead of time. And we've added a link to our slow cooker chicken that has cilantro and lime. You can also just put chicken into the slow cooker with just a little water or broth. If you have extra broth from this list, you can add it in there and just let it cook all day. It shreds beautifully. I love chicken in the slow cooker and the way that it shreds, and the shredded chicken works really well in all of these three recipes in particular. So that is a rundown of the recipes list. I'm sorry I keep looking off to the side. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. I want to just look briefly at the ingredients list and call out what I think we're going to have leftovers of. And this is going to be off memory, so forgive me. It's been a long day. I might miss one. But what is written in the post is correct. You will have quite a few of the containers of chicken stock left over. You will, as I said, you will have several packages of the pasta noodles left over. I'm going to hold this over here. How about this? You will probably have some potatoes left over. It depends on how big your family is. If you have a large family or you're feeding teenagers, you might want to grab an extra bag of potatoes. They're pretty inexpensive for such a large bag. You will probably not have any extra cheese left over. Here's a note about the cheese. We don't eat a lot of cheese. We have a dairy allergy in the family, so block cheese is something that I did years ago, but I haven't done it recently, so I'm not sure how far it'll stretch. So if you're a cheese loving family, you might get 2 blocks, but I think that you'll be able to stretch it because some of the recipes only call for a half a cup or so of the shredded cheese, and a couple call for a couple slices for the sliders and things. So you will have plenty of sweet onions left over. You will have quite a bit of sour cream left over. It is a big tub of sour cream. Eat it with all the potatoes. Use it up that way. I don't think you'll have any chicken and apple sausage left over, especially if you use it in the ham and egg bake breakfast recipe. And you will also have a couple of pounds of ground meat left over, since we only have 4 meals coming out of a little over 6 pounds, unless you have a larger family again, and you'll use up all of that meat for those meals. Probably have a little bit of sandwich bread left over as well. So that is the rundown. I don't know if there's any questions because I'm not looking at that screen at the moment, but I'm going to look for a second and see. If you have any questions, there's a way to type them in on the Google Plus events page, and let me refresh that page. And there is also a way to add them. Oh boy, okay. Here we go. There's also a way to add them into the chat on the side of the video. Okay, so here we are. Freezing the cheesy tuna pasta. This is from Lori. Do you make these meals to last a month or just stock your freezer? Okay, Lori, I think I answered this, but some of them are make in the moment, and some of them are stock your freezer. And we've noted the freezer-friendly recipes as well as what can be doubled and whatnot in the list. So another question about repeating, a couple of them are doubles, as we said, as possible, with the mix and match and using up as many of the ingredients as we can in the list. This is a really fun challenge and game for me in making and piecing all of this together. So Ingrid commented about they have salmon in cans as well. Absolutely, any of the tuna recipes would be really delicious with salmon as well. Yes, most of the ingredients are universal. I'm assuming that means found across the country. I'm going to go with a yes, but maybe not. I know I'm in South Texas, San Antonio area, so I'm pretty sure we're pretty common. We might have a few more beans and rice than some other parts of the country, but I'm pretty sure this list is universal. The other thing about this to note is it's pretty seasonal as well. Like the potato prices were really good right now, and there aren't some of the produce that was even in the first list. I think the mangoes from the first list, they're not even available right now. So you kind of have to play the seasonal produce game as well. Jennifer, you are welcome. I'm so glad that you've enjoyed the list and that this is easy for you. For you as well, Ada. Let's see, freezing. Yes, freezing. Mama 12380 has got it figured out. She has been freezing it for a long time. Good for you. I wish we had an Aldi here. And to answer Alexi's question, they generally keep. My rule of thumb for freezing things is in my fridge freezer, which you see behind me covered in Minecraft goodies, is 3 months in that freezer for anything, whether it's meat, mashed potatoes, berries that I've frozen for smoothies, and I have a deep freeze out in the garage that I am borrowing from a friend, babysitting for a friend, and I usually keep things in there no more than 6 months, and that's just to keep a steady rotation of the food ingredients that we've been buying and make sure that we're using them quickly. So that's my personal rule of thumb. I think most places say up to 6 months in your fridge freezer and 12 months in a deep freeze. So let's see. Am I seeing, let me make sure I'm not missing any other questions. I apologize for the quick delay here. Lisa, can you do a healthy menu? I'm not sure what you mean by healthy. We eat pretty lean around here. Everybody has a different opinion of what that means. So if you can expand, or I'm happy to chat with you about it over on our Facebook page or by email. Let me see if I've missed any other ones. I thought all of the comments came into one place, but I must be wrong. I'm still new to this whole live chat thing. Here we go. Here's some more. Okay. How many trips, Alexi asked, how many trips to Costco does it take to do something like this? This is one trip. The list is in the printables for you. We try to make it really simple for you to have everything right there. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you asking how many trips does it take me to do this or you? I'm wanting you to do this one time. It takes me 1 to 2 to 3 trips depending on the new ingredients. I'm planning a little sneak peek into the future. We're planning to do a breakfast version of this that's going to be epic. I'm going to really dive into that one and make sure that all of the quantities are correct, because I think we can get a lot of breakfast meals. If you are a baker, you will like that one. And buying a really large pack of flour and dividing it all out into different breakfast recipes and getting into baking. And I would like to do, and I know it would be really helpful for people if we did a gluten-free version, and that could mean that it's without some of the potatoes without some of the tortillas and dinner rolls, and I'm not sure that can happen within $150 price point. So we might do that one a little bit, maybe up it to 200, just because the gluten-free, the baking mix that they have there is a little bit more on the expensive side. So I am looking into that, and how long that will take me is to be determined, but we will get that shared as quickly as possible. So yes, Alexi, we have allergies as well, so I totally understand. And actually, that's the reason we have a Costco membership in the first place, is because of their price of rice milk is so low and worth the cost of the membership. So okay, I'm refreshing one more time to see if there are any other questions, and if not, we are going to call it a night, and everybody can get to Costco. Let's see, where did my little chat box go? I am sorry, you guys. This should be a lot smoother, huh? Okay, one last thing before we go. If you lower calorie. Okay, Lisa asked about lower calorie. I don't count calories, Lisa, so I am sorry. I have no idea. I don't have much of an idea how to help you. I mean, I'm sure you could cut the carbs. You could cut the dinner rolls, buy a couple more packages of frozen vegetables. You can make a white sauce with less butter and more broth, or less butter and skim milk. You can still do some of the homemade recipes on a lower calorie budget, let's say. I am not an expert on that, Lisa, so I'm sorry that's not all that helpful, but I would suggest swapping out some of the carbs for vegetables or more fruit. So with that, I think I'm going to end with one other note, and this is actually more related to the first list, because we don't have any on this list. So I'm going to show you quickly this really cool, you guys have probably heard me talk about this app before, but this is the Favado app, and I have the Costco list highlighted. And just as when we posted the list back in September, the same spaghetti sauce is on sale again for $5.59. So love that the app tells you that, so you can make sure to take advantage of those savings. Even if you're not doing the complete list, you can still do the take advantage of the app. And you can't see that, I'm sorry. Ooh, this is fun. Anyways, I talk a lot about Favado on the website, and we have the list of everything that's in the app as well on the website. You can find that all from the 20 meals from Costco for $150 posts that we share. So I guess if there's no other questions, and I'm not seeing any, I'm checking one last time, then we will say thank you for joining us. I hope that this plan works for your family. I hope that you enjoy it, and I look forward to sharing more of these plans with you in the future. We will see you guys soon. Good night.